Hello! Based on the fact that you have clicked this video, you are probably wondering how in the world do you make a clock in Minecraft? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, it is quite a bit of redstone, but it may seem a lot more complicated than it actually is, and today I'm gonna show you how you make this clock in Minecraft. Here I'm going to show you the main concept behind of how this redstone clock works. Now, if you have a redstone signal going through a repeater, going through a block, it will send a signal on the other side of that block. Now, if we try to replicate it with the same thing on a glass block, you can see it does not work. And why this is important is because what happens is that the block will dictate if the redstone signal goes through or not. And by manipulating a pattern of glass and stone with pistons, we are able to produce certain redstone signal patterns, as you can see here. Alright, first things off, I'm going to show you how you make the redstone clock that sends a tick for every second. Now, we're going to start with our lever, and it's going to go... Oh my god, the weather! Alright, before I was rudely interrupted by the rain, what you're going to do is you are going to put a lever down into a comparator on the on state, put one redstone, turn right, put a repeater down, put more redstone, and then have a repeater go into the comparator on 3 ticks, which is just clicking the redstone thing twice. Then over here, we're going to put another redstone repeater, put another redstone dust, put another repeater, and then this is going to be on 4 ticks, which is going to be hit 3 times. Then we're going to put redstone, and then if we turn this lever on, you can see that every 1 second the redstone will light up. A very important thing is that these two redstone signals are alternating because we don't want the pistons to jam when they're rotating the blocks. Alright, now it's time for us to actually make the actual redstone clock machine. Now, first we're going to make a platform next to our clock, and we're going to make a 2x8. We're going to put a bunch of redstone torches, followed by a bunch of repeaters. We're going to place 3 more blocks. And destroy the middle blocks. Followed by 2 additional repeaters for each section. Now this is how all the pistons are going to be. We're going to have a piston from going down to the right, up and left, so we can have a cycle of our blocks. Now we just have to place the rest of our pistons. Now that we have placed all of our pistons, now we have to actually wire them to redstone. Alright, now it's time for us to wire the redstone together. Now the idea is that each piston row that's diagonal from each other is a pair. So we need these pistons and these pistons to be on the same connection, while the other diagonal pair will be on the other one. So I think it's important that I mention that I've also added these repeaters to each of the redstone pistons rows because the redstone signal was not strong enough to travel the distance to all of the pistons, and we want all the pistons to activate. And if you ever have that problem, you add these repeaters, because these repeaters will re-strengthen the redstone signal, but the only problem to that is redstone repeaters have a tick delay of 1, even if you have it on the lowest setting. So that is 0.1 second delay. And if you put it on just 1, it might mess up the whole rotation. So you got to make sure when you add these repeaters, you add the same tick. From this side of our redstone contraption, we're going to start making our clock. Alright, now it's time for us to wire our clock with our redstone contraption. Now, for each redstone section, we're going to connect it to each set of 4 glowstone lamps. Alright, once you have finished connecting each one to each row of redstone, what you're going to do, we don't have to, is what I did is I put signs for each piston or each redstone section to tell me what I'm lighting up. So for example, I know that a 0 is everything is solid except for my middle. So I'm going to put a solid block for each one of these. Except for the middle, I'll put a glass block there and fill the rest with solid blocks. While I'll go over here, I can see it projects 0. Now, I'm going to repeat this process with 1, as I know that the bottom right and the top right are the only things lit, while everything else is solid. So, it's only going to project the 0 because that is what is in the line that is coded to send that signal over. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually activate the top pistons to send the coded message for 1 so we can project the 1. And I'm going to keep doing that for each one of these, and so one slight error that I found out, which kind of messed up my programming, make sure you guys put one more hit, right click this repeater so it's 1 up before you click the lever. And also another thing you want to note is you want to put solid blocks on the pistons that are diagonal from each other and open blocks on the other diagonal so it doesn't jam and move blocks in places you don't. And once you guys got that, you guys are done. All you have to do is switch the lever and it will rotate the blocks around, and if you look in the front you can see that the numbers are rotating. Alright, so you're probably wondering what this 8th piston redstone section that you made I called it the tens digit because if you wanted to make an additional clock that had the tens digit and just not 1 digit, what you would want to do is you would want to make everything glass except you want an iron block exactly when you have a 0 in front of your timer. You would want to have that as your only solid block so it only sends a redstone signal, and basically you're going to repeat the process of how we duplicated this part of the clock on the right side, and you just have this to power it instead of our redstone 1-second timer. Alright guys, and that's it. That's the end of the video. This is actually one of my first videos that I've ever posted on YouTube, so I would appreciate it if you guys could comment what I could do better. I'm interested in continuing making more videos, so please like the video if you enjoyed it or thought it was useful, and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see me make future videos.